everybody. Can you guys hear me out there? Give me some thumbs up in the chat or talk in the chat here. We got two options as we get this thing started. First of all, I'm Ryan McKenzie, author of that little book over there, I Hate Selling for the Fitness Professional. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see me too. We're going to get rolling here. I'm going to get this thing started. You guys excited? I'm excited, guys. So here's the big promise for today. Here's what I want you to get out of this, and we'll talk more about you in a minute. But I want you to know how to grow your fitness business, how to actually make this thing happen for you, right? How to grow your fitness business without becoming a sleazy salesperson. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this industry. You know, nobody wants to be that sleazy, cheesy salesperson. That's the worst, right? So here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be how to go from a burnt out, frustrated trainer to a confident, in control fitness professional in 6 weeks or less. You think you can do that? Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can go, like, could you flip it? So there's two options for you right now. You're either don't have enough, so it's like you're burning your gears, just grinding, trying to get something, or you're just got all kinds of stuff going on and you're having trouble managing it all and wondering when it's all going to fall apart, right? So those are kind of the two people I deal with. Is how do I get a little more? How do I grow this thing, or how do I handle this thing that I've got? We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on it right now. You ready to get started? First three things: something to write on, something to write with, and something to drink. So no alcohol, right? No, nothing that's gonna put you down and make you exhausted. We need something that's gonna get you hyped up. I got my water here, so from time to time when I ask you questions and you're answering my questions, I'll just take a stop, grab a sip of water, and you guys can keep going. So from here, what are we getting rid of, guys? Anybody? Come on, throw it out there. We're getting rid of distractions. So if you got your phone on you and you're like me and you got you always do business off your phone and you're always picking things up, responding to people, or you got a little ADD, a little OCD, you make sure things are lined up, but you also want to have fun. That's kind of like my life right now. Just throw the phone to the side. This is going to be worth it. You're going to want to get in here. So do that with me, right? Get rid of distractions. And then the last thing, the last get, I need you to get in the right state of mind, the right mindset, the right physical state even to grow. So here's the thing. I know you already, I know some of you a lot. I work personally, a lot of my clients, you guys are on here with me. I love that. And I know some of you guys, just because I know fitness professionals, I know trainers, and guys, all day long, we're up on our feet, we're moving around, we're getting stuff done, and then we go sit down, what happens? Fall asleep. What? You drive home after a 13-hour day, fall asleep, you're exhausted, right? We want to make sure that we are ready to roll, that we're actually doing the things that are going to help us learn, that are going to help us get this going, right, Allison? You're right on. So here's the deal. If you're going to sit down, I'm standing right now. I need to move. Otherwise, I fall asleep. I sit down. I don't watch TV. I fall asleep. I stand up. I move. I'm good. I can go all day. So if you need to stand up, then stand up. If you need to sit up, then sit up. Don't slouch in your chair. Think about that chair you're in right now. If you're going to stay in it, that it's the command center of your life. It's the control panel for your life. And you're not just going to slouch there and kind of, well, I guess I'll do this. Sit up in it. Take control of it. Right? Let's say right now, I'm ready to go. Say it out loud. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Tell yourself right now, I'm ready to go, because we're going to go over some stuff that you're going to want to remember. And if you don't prime the pump right here, then you're not going to remember it. So we got to get in the right state to make sure we're ready to learn, because otherwise you'll think you learn it. And I know it, so you'll think you know it because I'm talking to you. And then tomorrow, next week, a month, you're going to be like, I wish I remember what that guy was saying. I can't remember his name. But if you get up right now and say, I'm ready to go. So that's my first question for you. Who's ready to go? Type it in. Did you do it? Did you sit up a little taller? Did you get a little stronger? Did you get pumped up? Are you ready? Are you ready to roll with me here? Let's do this, guys. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we're going to talk about specifically 3 steps to reach your business's growth potential. That's how we're going to become experts. That's how we're going to become really good at growing our business without being that sleazy salesperson. Here's the big question I have for you right now. What has been the most challenging thing for you when you try to grow? You see that question right there? Question right over there. I want you to click in the chat box or click in the question box here, wherever you got, and I want you to type in what your biggest challenge has been. Go. We got some coming in here. Getting people in the door, leads. That's a common one, right? Objections. Excited about my program. Yeah, so there's a lot of it here. I want to share a story with you guys here. This guy right here is Jesse. He is in Perth, Australia. He's a guy I work with every other week. We get on the phone. We're hammering out his business. Jesse is an amazing trainer, like to the book, incredible trainer, and he had a lot of trouble taking his trainer brain and his logical brain and taking that from what he knew was right to inspiring someone to change, right? So all we've been doing is working on, okay, get outside of yourself, get inside of them, and figure out how they need you to word it, right? So we got other ones coming in here, asking for the sale, marketing to new clients, selling myself as the authority. This is good, guys. Good issues right here. Worth investing in rather than having trouble with confidence, man. This is good. Price objections, having some income. So we all are having some stuff with distractions, with selling, with all kinds of different things going on. Jesse had the same thing. We worked together. We still work together. We've been together for about a little over a year now, and he has grown his business from working at a gym to now having his own business. And you can tell he's a good dude, right? Because that's his wife and she's happy, and that's his dog and he's happy. So obviously Jesse's a good guy. Take my word for it. So we're gonna get into this. How to basically everything you guys listed is stuff we're going to cover today. We're going to try to do it in an hour, and we'll try to have a Q&A at the end. Now, I need your permission for some things before we jump in here. I talk fast, right? Sometimes technology doesn't really work that well. So I think someone said that the audio was choppy. Maybe that's on my end. Maybe it's on your end. Wi-Fi is funky sometimes, but I talk fast. I'm not going to slow down. Just speed up your ears. I'm going to get you to interact. I need you commenting so I know how we can direct this, right? Rachel, thank you. Knowing where to start. I see there's a lot of people that have not yet commented on what is the biggest challenge. I'm not moving on till you guys comment. Let's go. So I need you interacting with me. So I might tell you to say something or to stand up or to jump up and down or do something crazy. Like, we got to do it because we need our blood flowing so that we can have some energy in our body so we can actually learn. If our blood's not flowing, our brain's not working, we got to have that going to learn. You with me? So the third thing is, this is a free webinar. This is for you. Like, it's an actual real live training. I'm here for you. But at the end of it, I'm going to offer you something. If you want to take a next step with me and do a little bit more, I've got a big thing to offer. And stay with me. We'll do the Q&A right after that. So just know that's coming, and don't be like, oh, here it comes, because it's going to come, and it's going to be nice, and we're all going to like it. It's going to be awesome. Sheila, objections? Good. Very cool. Moving on. All right, so now we've got the big three things we talked about, right? You ready for these? I'm ready. What does that make you think of right there? That's fun, right? Isn't that a good picture? That's one of my favorite pictures. The first thing we need to know is how to change our mindset towards sales. Unfortunately, this is what everyone thinks about when they think about selling. This picture right here, the used car salesman, the guy who's always, what do I got to do to get you in the gym today? Somehow that's what our industry has become, right? I'm going to pinch you, tell you you're fat, get you in. I'm going to make you feel weak. I'm going to show you how strong I am. Like, this is what our industry has become. So everybody that's a really good trainer has gone like complete opposite, and they throw themselves away from that kind of training, that kind of selling. So then all of a sudden we think it's bad to push people or bad to sell. Selling is like, it's a 4-letter word, and how dare you try to sell me anything, right? That's not what we're about at all, and we would never do that here. Like, that's just a funny picture to me. But moving on here, what we need to do is get into the attitudes of training. So we've got three different attitudes. This is our mindset shift right here, guys. The first one here is anybody know it? You guys know it yet? I know some of you do. I know some of you know who this guy is right here with the glasses. This is the faker. The faker. So the faker is, this is you Maybe not all the time, but this is you if you're a really good trainer and you're afraid to push in because you don't want to be this used car salesman, right? That's the faker mindset. They'll come to me. I don't have to go to them. I don't want to push anybody. I just want to do my work. They're gonna come here. They'll tell me when they're ready, right? That's the faker mindset. We've got these 3 different mindsets we're gonna go into. We've got the taker, right? This is the one that most people want to stay away from. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna sign them out. Hey, what do I got to do to get you in the gym today? Like, that's the taker mindset. You with me? You with me? You know, you guys can all don't do it. Don't write it down. But you guys all know a guy. Just say yes if you know somebody that's like that, because maybe you're like that, and maybe that's what's stopping you from closing the deal because you're pushing people away, right? But we all know somebody that is just like that. Next, the rainmaker. So no, we're not all about money, but this is the guy that ends up making the most money because the faker doesn't want to push. The taker pushes too hard, right? And the rainmaker is the one that knows that selling is just finding what's best for that person and offering them and recommending them the best course of action that they can take, right? It's not saying, oh, well, if you can afford it, or this is what you need, but asking the right questions and offering what is best for them. So we want to have the rainmaker mentality. Yeah, some of y'all really know what I'm talking about there. So very cool. Moving on. We're gonna go kind of quick here. This is Mary right here. That's her. I work with Mary. She's from Montana, and she's the coolest. She's so cool. So Mary owns a gym. She actually was a member at a gym that was going to close. It was failing, and she said, "No, I love this gym. I want to take it over." So she bought the gym and is now leading the whole way at this gym with all these women. This is just one picture. She's got a lot of people in there. Mary started off as the faker, right? Like, she was the person, I don't want to ask for the sale. She was not a pushy person. She's super nice, super fun, and she's afraid to ask, right? She's afraid to push for it, and I don't want to make the price too high because we're in a smaller town and there's other gyms and I need to compete with it. We worked on our pricing, got it down to where she could actually make good money, and the people were actually happy about paying that money. She's doing really well. The gym is growing significantly because Mary's gone from the faker to the rainmaker. It's pretty exciting. Just a little mindset shift, and you always find yourself kind of one point or another. I'm being the faker. I'm being the taker. Like, what do I need to do to bring it back? So that's what we need to look at, guys. What mindset do you fall into the most? What do you think? What do you think? Are you the faker? Are you the taker? Waiting for the first person to say they're the rainmaker right now. If you are, then I'll see you later. I don't really have much for you. But what do you think, guys? What are you? Faker, taker, rainmaker? Throw it in. Oh, we got some takers. We got some fakers. We had some fakers. A little of each. Michael, you are the rainmaker, man. I work with Mike. He's the man. Actually, we're going to talk about you later, big guy. Awesome. Rachel just got certified. That's great. Ready to roll. Taryn bouncing back and forth between all 3. I can understand that. Faker. Usually been a bit of a rainmaker lately. Taker lately. Okay. I like where we're at. We're getting an honest assessment of where we're at, right? So moving forward, we got 3 things, right? What was the first one? What did we just learn about? Changing the mindset. Now, so before we get to this next one, I want everybody to stand up. Go ahead, stand up. Let's jump up and down. Let's get ready to roll. We got our next one. Round two. Brandon, you guys got all those on your team? I can understand it. All right, so round 2. Let's get into it. Second thing we need. Does anyone know who this man is? He has been out of the game of baseball for a while. If you don't know me, I played baseball my whole life. And I was a Red Sox fan, so this guy was just, no. But he was so good. Rachel, you don't know who this is? Okay, I'm going to tell you. If you don't know much about baseball or you haven't watched any Major League games, he's been out of the game for a long time. But this is Mariano Rivera. He's the best closer in the entire game. Best closer. He would come in the last inning and shut the game down. Like, except when they played the Marlins. in the World Series, and Craig Counsell had a broken bat single to win the game. Yes, 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 yes. I remember that. And the Red Sox, there's a couple times, big games, but he's the guy they brought in, best closer of all time. No one better, Mariano Rivera, and he would shut it down over and over and over again. And so most of the time, and some of you said this is your goal, and I'm going to try to challenge your way of thinking, that you need to be able to close. You need to be able to overcome those objections. And it's not so much that we need to be able to close. Confident closing is not just being a closer, right? And always selling, but it's really, we need to talk about the myth of closing, because Mariano Rivera would not be a closer if his team was not winning. You have to win to close the game, right? You have to already be ahead to be successful as a closer. So if you're not already ahead, you cannot, by definition, be a good closer. You following me? So let's look at baseball. Let's look at our training business. Let's look at sales. Now, if you're not already ahead, can you close them out? Can you make the sale? No, you have to get ahead first to close. So this myth comes in where we think we need to be great closers, and really, you don't have to be a great closer at all. First, we need to get ahead. Second, we need to stay ahead. And then we need to go right at them. You want me to dive into that a little bit? Yes, or do we just want to stop it right here? Is that enough for you guys? I got to make sure you're still here with me. Are we going for it? Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So how do we get ahead? How do we get ahead? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you, to get ahead, you have to ask early and ask often. Now, I'm not talking about asking for the sale. We do that at the right time. I'll tell you about that later, so stick around. We're going to get to that exact time to ask for the sale. But when we ask early and ask often, what we really need to do is ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can, as often as you can, as early as you can. We need to ask questions, not just questions. How was your day? What are your kids' names? Do you have any dogs? Like, how's the weather? What'd you do yesterday? Sure, but purposed, good questions. So I want to hear from you right now. What are some questions you like to ask? And I guarantee most of you guys that are the takers, you're really good at this part, because you care about people. You want to make sure their program is done right. So type in a couple questions that you like to ask when just meeting somebody. I'll tell you, I like to go through, how you feeling? Good. Okay, well, do you have any injuries? Do you have anything that bothers you? No. Okay, well, walk me through that. How are your feet? Fine. What about your ankles? Good. Knees? Well, my knee bothers. So you see, if you stopped at the first, how you feeling? Good. Let's get to work. You miss the knee. Well, what about your hips, your lower back, your upper back, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrist, your neck, your head, your brain? You all right in there? Like, you ask questions to get them going. Now, if you start this too intense too soon, it's got to be a build. It's got to be a build. You don't bring the closer in the first inning, right? You got to get ahead. So to get ahead, we ask these questions to help them know. So this will go into, I love it. How are you? That's simple, right? And you can build on it, build on it, build on it. That's perfect, guys. Perfect. Second, we stay ahead. We stay ahead. So I had a teacher in middle school, a professor. He was a algebra professor in middle school, right? And this guy would come in every day and say, shut it up. And that was his first thing he'd say. And we'd all just, okay. And that was the first thing I ever heard the man say. And so from then on out, he's shut it up. Now, here's the problem with you fakers and some of you takers. The second you start asking these questions, they're going to say, oh yeah, well, my knee does bother me. My back has been, well, my weight's a little out of control. Now, what do? Oh, I got a program for that. I got an exercise. Let me show you this for your knee. Let me get you in touch with my chiropractor. Let me show you this exercise. I got a meal plan for you. We think we can fix them right away, and we start talking. To stay ahead, you have to shut up and let them keep talking. It seems so simple, but it's lost so often. Guys, I need you to get this. To get ahead, you ask the questions. To stay ahead, you shut it up. You with me? We just pretend like this is you right here. Just zoom. So that can be hard because you already know the answer. You know what they need. You know exactly what they need, but you can't give it to them yet because they're not ready for it. You got to let them get there with you. All right, shut it up. Next, we go right at them. Go right at them. I love this picture. I love this thought, like just a monster under the bed. It's coming for you, right? Like you guys talking about like needing to overcome objections. This is you. Those objections that are coming at you, you're like, oh my gosh, no. I don't want anything to do with them. Get away from me. Like you're freaking out like there's a monster under your bed and you can't handle it. So what I'm gonna suggest is that we go right at that monster. What happens when you look under the bed? What happens when you open the closet doors, right? It happens when you turn the light on, the monster goes away. You following me here? We cannot be afraid of the objection. And I'll even tell you to go right at the objection. Don't let them bring it to you. After asking that many questions, after listening that long, you have all the ammunition you need. You can see the objection coming. You know what they're going to say. So you can actually even go right at that objection before they can ever even say it. Say, it looks like you're really committed to this and your wife is actually really on board with you too because you guys you came down here together. So I love that you guys are in here. Is there a time I could talk to her to make sure she's going to be the one supporting you in this rather than, oh, you need to go talk to her? Well, aren't you the man of the house? Now you're fighting, and that's a ridiculous thing to say, and you come between them. No, don't do that. But know the objection, see the objection, go at the objection before they can bring it up, right? Good stuff. Now, I'm not saying don't answer unasked questions, but go after the objection, go right at it. Next thing here, I want to tell you about somebody. This is Jamie. Jamie's a trainer. Jamie was a trainer. Jamie worked for me. Jamie worked with me. Jamie's been really successful, but she started off, she had the question thing down. Like she would listen and ask questions and ask questions and ask questions. And I would catch her, no lie, 2 hours one time, 2 hours sitting in a booth, talking to somebody, just talking her ear off. So you get these people that want to talk and want to talk. Anybody? You guys, you ever had this? They want to talk. So Jamie and I worked hard on how do we take those talkers, ask the right question to get them to progress up the ladder, progress further and further along. All of the people want to talk. Yep. So we got to ask the right questions. Listen. You can always bring the conversation back in control by asking the right questions. So Jamie is a superstar. She's went on to be a director of a fitness director on a cruise ship. Then is now I still work with her a little bit, and we talk time to time, help her a ton with her own business that she owns, helping couples get ready for their wedding day. And then she's the director of a high-end club somewhere near Jacksonville now. So pretty exciting stuff for her. She's gone from someone who was just sitting there listening to people talk to her for 2 hours, and eventually they would sign up, but they would just talk and talk and talk, and she could have just had them done in 10 minutes or half an hour at the most, right? But she's gotten to the point now where she can close the deal because she knows how to get ahead, stay ahead, and go right at them. So you can be the same there too. That's good stuff. What we want to do here, question for you, question time. Everybody loves question time. Which one do you currently struggle with the most? Is it get ahead, stay ahead, or going right at the objection? Talk to me, throw it in. I see a lot of objections, staying ahead. Oh, how people have a tough time shutting the mouth and just shut it up. Anybody having trouble? Excuse me, anybody having trouble asking the right questions, getting started? Go right at them, there we go, ask the right question, get ahead. Good stuff. All right, let's move on. I like that. You can keep commenting stuff if you got more. Excellent. All right. Well, I said we got 3 things, right? So here's the third one. Controlling the sales process. Now, this seems like a crazy thing to most fitness professionals because I don't want anybody controlling me. I want my own job. I want my own hours. I want to help people the way I want to help them. I want your pre-programmed stuff or whatever it is, but we've got a process. I'm going to give you the process right now. But before we do, stay with me here. Who is the sleaziest salesperson you know? Sleaziest, like don't name, like if you got if you have like somebody you work with right now on here, don't put their name in there. I don't want names. I want like professions or a time you had a bad salesperson, right? So who's the sleaziest salesperson you know? Me 2 years ago. That is the best answer I've ever heard. I love that, and that's so good. What else we got? What else we got going here? Me too. Car salesman, mattress salesman. Ooh, yeah. I don't. What's the deal with mattress salesman? Like, I'm not gonna vacuum cleaner salesman. Have they ever come in and just dumped dirt on your carpet? Right. I remember. So I work in a retirement village. I managed a club there, and it really all like top of the line place. And they would talk about the water filtration salesman. You got to come down, and they would show you how dirt, and they just manipulate. I don't know. I never had it, but it was just like interesting. The person who sold me my car ripped me off badly. Sales manager. Oh man. Yep. Yep. Car. Health insurance, organic nutrition sales. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys. So here it is. That's our guy again, right? It was already there from the beginning. That used car salesman. That's the thing we don't want to be so bad, right? So we don't want to sell because we don't want to be that guy. But think about it, and let's flip it around. Who is the best salesperson? You know, we won't spend as much time on this one. Some of you guys already know. If you read the book, then you know it. Throw it in there. What do we got? What do we got? Who's the first one that's going to get it? Yeah, Patrick, doctor, it's your doctor. And I'll tell you why it's the doctor, because he doesn't seem like he's selling you anything, but he's selling you everything. He's telling you, I want you to go home, buy these pills, take them every single day, come back and see me in 6, and you listen to him, right? You do exactly what he says, right? Like he lays it out for you in this like caring and compassionate, but very direct way. And that's how we're going to model this whole system after is the doctor. So we're going to take that doctor idea, caring, compassionate, but direct, like to the point. Like I don't mess around. And we're going to look at that framework. So here's the doctor framework on the left. Are you ready for it? Stand up, guys. Let's go. Time to get up out of the chair. Let's go. If you're down here, let's get on up. Stretch it out. We're going to get ready. This is the meat of it, guys. This is it. Come on, let's go. The doctor. Doctor. Step 1, do they know that I care? This is the questions you're going to ask yourself when you're selling someone. If you don't ask yourself these questions and they don't pass the test, you can't go on to the next step. And you're going to end up standing there with a piece of paper going, so did you, or an iPad or whatever you sell on him. Did you want the 10 pack, or do you want to sign up for a monthly? No? Oh, okay. All right. And you go back in your office or back to the gym and say, oh, I'll just go squat because I feel like crap and I'm an idiot. That's how you're going to feel. I'm just going to be honest. I felt that way. You felt that way. You know it. Like, I need to just go run because everybody hates me and I'm a horrible trainer. Like, that's the feeling, right? Or you just manipulate people and push them in. Like, they need to know that you care. Step 1. Step 2, ouch, where's the pain? Once they know that you care, now I'll go a little deeper here. Not that you care, but that they know that you care, because you could care and not show them. We got to show it. And if once they know that you care, then you can get to their pain. Don't just go out there and blast. How bad is it? What's going on? You're so fat. Come on. And that, if you look at it, I bet you go back and look at half your marketing. Are you overweight? Are you slow? Does your back hurt? You're going straight to pain. They need to know that you care. This is marketing 101, guys. This is it. Step 3, committed or just complaining? Committed or just complaining? Are they just complaining to you about their pain, or do they actually want to do something about it? Guys, you can screenshot this, you can write it down. Next one, top dollar. Now we introduce price, because once they're committed, we can give them our price. They're going to be willing to pay. You bring up price too soon. What happens? Anybody? Bring up too soon. All they can think about is the price. That's all that's in their head. And then they're comparing price to this gym, to that gym, to this workout video, to that workout video. If you're just comparing price everywhere, you can never get them back. It's an emotional decision that you're going to back up with good logic, not a logical decision that you're going to try to pour emotion on top of. Are you with me? Somebody say yes. Come on, get in here. Nice. Next step, outside influences. This is where your referrals start. After the top dollar, who's in this with you? Who else? Is there a mob? Is there a money man? Is there a main man that's going to be doing it and they're buying it for them? Who are we actually selling to? Their idea of what everybody else thinks? Or are we selling to their child, or is their wife sending them here? Who are we actually talking to here? Because that's now, once we deal with that, it's going to actually become help us overcome objections, and become our referral sources. It's going to be a really cool switch. Love it, guys. A lot of you here with me still. We're actually growing in numbers as we go. It's multiplying. It's great. And the last one, real results and referrals. We need to show them the results, and we're going to tell them we're going to get a referral. So the second, and here's my quick tip. I wasn't even going to say this, but I want to jump in there with you guys. The second they sign up, most people say, okay, it's going to be great, and we got to set some goals, and then we'll wait. In our head, we'll wait until they hit that goal before we ask for a referral. But do you know when you should ask for the referral? Right then. At the very least, plant the seed, drop it in, say, okay, now you're scared to do that, right? You're scared. I can see it here. Ask them then. Ask them in the beginning. It's crazy. They just paid me. I'm gonna ask them for a referral too. Drop the seed, right? Because we're looking for more. We're looking for them to grow and say, as we get into this, you're gonna see results. All I ask is that you tell people what we're doing. So think about who in your life could use the commitment you're making right now, or might want to make the commitment you're making right now. And I'd like to talk to you about that later. Is that okay? Sure, it's okay. We can talk about it later. So you've just planted the seed to ask for the referral at the very beginning, because here's the thing, when you buy a new phone, when you buy a new car, when you get a new book, when you do anything new, if you have any energy in your body at all, right, you want to tell somebody about it. You want somebody to recognize what you've done. You want somebody to feel good for you and with you, right? That's why people, they don't go see movies by themselves. You go with somebody else. I want to experience this with somebody else. And when you're done with a movie, you want to tell somebody about it. Did you see this? Oh, I can't tell you. Right? You can get the referral and get them excited. Now, if you wait too long, it's not new anymore. It's not good anymore. Then they got to wait for somebody to come to them, say, I'm looking for a trainer. Oh, I got one. Rather than something new that's happened, you could spark and inspire somebody else through that referral. Who's mine? Here it is, guys. Here's the man right here. You guys have seen him in the chat here. Michael, the trainer. This is Michael training at somebody else's gym. I want to see what happened. Mike was a good trainer. He is a good trainer. He is like, I meet with him monthly. We talk weekly. We text. We work through stuff in his business. And this guy's a really, really good trainer. He gets results for his kids, for his adults, everybody he works with. But the thing is, he was working for somebody else. And he's had bigger aspirations of that. He wanted to keep this thing going so he could grow something. So we're working on growing something bigger right now. And the cool thing that Mike has done now is start this, Delta Prime Fitness. Now, Mike is now a gym owner, which is pretty cool. So all he did was go from a trainer who would train other people's clients to applying this system, and a lot of hard work. I'm not taking anything away from you, Mike. You work your butt off, man. But applying the system, now he can grow a business, charge the right amount, and build up and build up and build up to where he's the man in charge and he's growing the business. And sometimes that comes with a lot of hard stuff on yourself. Some of you guys that are running and owning the business, you know, the buck stops with you, which is why we need the system in the first place, to make sure that that nothing falls through the cracks, that we're not losing anything that we shouldn't be losing, right? So, what about you? What about you? What about you? Which of these steps is holding you back from your dreams? If you got a dream of opening a gym, if you got a dream of being a director or doing an online thing or whatever it is you're wanting to do, what is it? Which one of these things, guys? Put it in here. Let me know. I want to hear. We got some good conversation going earlier. What specifically, guys, of these steps? So let's go back to the doctor. What step do you get hung up on? What about that? And then why? Committed or just complaining? That's such a common one to skip, right? We think we found their pain. Let's tell them what it's worth. Let's tell them the price. Are they really in? Top dollar, like believing that you're actually worth that? Man, these are good. So why do you think you struggle with that? Man, so this is good stuff. Listening so long, you find their pain, but can't tell the difference whether they really want it. Like, we need the system. We need to work the system, work the system, work the system. That's big, big, big. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, so that's how to grow your fitness business. We got some more stuff to do. And I gave you the 3 things. Now, I want to know, why did you turn up today? I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. I really don't know the real reason you're here. Some of you guys said not enough leads. Some of you said overcome objections. Some of you said learn how to close. These are common, real issues. knowing where to start, feeling like you don't know enough, because these are real things that we deal with, right? And so today, what I'm hoping that you now know, for everything we learned, to give you a little more confidence, give you a little more clarity, give you a little more control. If you can apply those things, you'll have the confidence in your business that you need. You'll have a clear path forward because you'll know where to get to in the sales process. You know how to guide the person, and you'll have control because you'll know how much is coming in and what's going out and where to go. All of a sudden, you start applying that framework to every relationship in your business. Changes the game, right? It changes big things. So we did that through changing of your mindset, real quick, conquering the myth of the objection, and then controlling the sales process. What I've got now is, what's your biggest takeaway right now? What part has helped you the most? What's one thing that you're just saying, man, I get it. That clicked for me. I saw somebody say everything. But what's if you had to nail it down to one thing, what would it be? What would it be?